welcome. I'm Lo, or Lauren, either one. Most people call me Lo. And it is someday, March 10th, Saturday. I'm filming at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just got done taking my dog to the vet. She's all good, just her semi-annual visit. So yeah, I am back. It has been 3 weeks, which is entirely too long between filming, but unfortunately life got in the way. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you to everybody that commented on my last video. I'm super appreciative of the fact that I had not a single negative comment. I don't mind people who disagree with me, and I don't mind if you comment that you disagree with me, but no one on my last video commented in a negative or offensive manner, so that was amazing. Thank you. I know I was expecting there to be something because it is the internet, but there wasn't, so that was awesome. But anyway, tangent there. I wanted to say welcome to my new subscribers and thank you for subscribing and commenting and watching my videos. It is amazing. I never thought that I would have people wanting to watch me talk about my stitching, or really watch me talk about anything. So it's pretty cool to be able to just sit in a room for 30 minutes and show you my stuff and talk about me and what I've been working on. And that is an amazing part of this community. So welcome. Thank you. Thank you everyone who watched, commented, subscribed. Very, very much appreciated. So yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Sorry, not sorry. Life got in the way. Nothing I can do about it. Children, work has been crazy. I worked 33 hours in 3 days, so it's pretty nuts. I did have plans to film and just couldn't make it fit in with my life, so I'm here. Should hopefully be back to 2-week cadences. What's nice is I am divorced and remarried. My ex-husband and I share custody, joint custody of our 2 children. And so I have them 1 week and he has them the next. And so now that I have gone 3 weeks in between videos, I am actually on a filming schedule where I film on the Saturday where I don't have them. So that should hopefully mean I can film more easily because they won't be around. So we will see. They also didn't have martial arts. We go to all of their sports or events together. So no matter that it wasn't my weekend, if they had their class this morning in the afternoon, I would have been there, but I wasn't, so that got rescheduled for some event or something. I don't remember. Anyway, rambling. Yeah. So I am back. Where was I? Oh, I am back on hopefully a 2-week schedule that will work, where I won't get interrupted by my children, which is awesome. Makes it much easier to film usually when I can just gather my stuff and head up into the room and sit down and make a video without having to feed or entertain or just mitigate children. So yeah, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. So like I said, work has been crazy and I haven't actually had any time to watch any Flosstube videos in a little while. I haven't really watched any TV or anything in a week or so. Listened to some podcasts, on my commute to work, on the train ride in, but I haven't been able to watch anything. So I plan on catching up today and tomorrow. Hopefully be able to fit that in between all the chores and errands and things that I need to run. And I do plan on heading to Joann's for their floss sale, because I did pick up a pattern that I want to complete, and I'll show that to you later on. So yeah, I'll catch up on all my Flosstube today and tomorrow, and then hopefully be able to keep up next week. We'll see. No promises. I fit this in. It's a hobby in between my life. I'm not going to stress out over it, because then it's not a hobby and it becomes a job and a chore, and I have plenty of those to worry about as it is. So yeah, that's it for the opening little segment. Today we're going to talk about my whips. I have no finishes for the past 3 weeks. Oh well. I do have a box of haul that I will show you. That's pretty cool. It was a surprise, which is even better. And then a new segment, which is my wife's works. So I've mentioned in the past, my wife also cross stitches, and she had a finish this week that she wanted me to show off. So I've got that with me. And then she also, when I told her I was going to do the Flosstube video while she's at work, she's like, you better show off my whip. It is on my side table. Grab it. So I grabbed that. Word to the wise on the whip, it is not safe for children or work. So we might just want to put that warning on all of my channel. That's 2 weeks in a row, or 2 videos in a row, sorry, where I've had a project that you might not want to show at work or around kids. Just a warning. So we will get started on whips. Oh, sorry. Whips, finishes, haul, and knitting. I do have a knitting piece that I started this week. So that's what we're going to go over. So we'll start with whips. We will start with this one just because it was closer to me. And this is the class schedule Sal. Let me fold that up so you can see this is the square that I finished. So if you don't, or actually finish it, if you don't recall or didn't watch any of my earlier videos, my wife and I are actually doing this piece together. So she does a square, I do a square. So she did January's, and we are actually going to add to January. I'm not happy with the starkness of it, and I think there needs to be a little bit more. I haven't decided what yet. Maybe like a pile of books or something, and something up in this corner. So yeah, but the square that I did was February, which is potions, and I basically redid the entire square. The cauldron is what it called for, with the exception of the fact that I added the Slytherin green inside of it, and then I used some DMC sparkly metallic that I had, so I used that for like the steam coming off of it. But the rest of it is completely 100% redesigned. Mixture of some things that I found in other people's pieces and then just my own. So we've got this little spider here who I absolutely adore. We've got these candelabras hanging up here. Yeah, so completely redesigned from the original pattern. I'm kind of peeved that I have to do that in order for me to actually like the design. So I can't promise that we will keep up with this sale simply because I have to be in the right mental place to work on it. And my wife hasn't even started the March one, if you've noticed, and that's her month. So we'll finish it as we finish it, or we'll do as much as we want as we want. So yeah, that's the class schedule. So we will do this one. So last video I had dyed some fabric to do 2 starts, and I did have those 2 starts. I said I was going to start them that day, and I did. So you'll notice I don't have a lot of progress on either of them, and I'll explain why as we talk about them. So the first one I did was Quaker Moon's, Bent Creek's Quaker Moon. Adorable little Halloween piece. Although to me, well, it is Halloween in the sense that it has pumpkins and bats and it says spooky. The overall feel of it is actually just autumnal. And to be honest, I actually just find it to be quite pleasing year round. So this will probably be a piece that I keep up. If we're going to be honest, with as many Halloween pieces as I have, I probably should just have like a Halloween room year round. And I think I might. I think my downstairs guest bathroom, I might hang up all of my Halloween and autumnal pieces and just leave them up all year round. It's my house. If I want a Halloween bathroom 365 days out of a year, then so be it. But on to the whip. So this is where we've gotten. So I hand dyed. That's better. So I hand dyed the fabric with the sort of gray Rit dye. It's just a regular old linen. Yeah, it's linen. It's got thicker slopes and whatnot. So it's a regular old linen, 32 count, I believe. Yes, 32 count. And I'm using all the DMC colors that are called for. It does also call for fancy floss, but at the time I wanted to start right away. So as you can see, I don't have a lot of progress for 3 weeks. At least I don't think I do. That's because I had a lot more. I had a whole bunch of this moon all done up in here. And then as I went to go fill in all the little bits, I realized I messed up. And everything was way off. So it sat in the timeout corner for a day. And then I womaned up and got out my scissors and I cut it all out. So I had to go back basically to here. The owl was fine because I'm basing the entire pattern out. I did him first, and then all the counting I'm basing off of him. So the owl was fine. I had to go back to like basically here. If I recall, I think I had to do the bat over again and put it all back in. So I've basically done the pattern twice, and that's why I don't have a lot of progress. But I'm loving this project. I really am. It's such a quick little stitch and you get a lot of progress done. It makes you feel really good when you get like this little jack-o'-lantern in. Doesn't take very long, but you feel like you gotta finish. So really, really enjoying that. I love the fabric and the way the colors look on it. And so that is Bent Creek's Quaker Moon. Hopefully it'll be finished by the time I see you next. Actually, I take that back. It probably won't be. I'm going on a trip to Colorado to see my sister and my niece and my nephew. My nephew was just born a month ago, and I get to see him for the first time. So this will be coming with me, but I don't imagine I'm going to be getting a lot of stitching done. Also, something that I've noticed, while I can cross stitch on public transportation and or while I'm commuting or just traveling. It's harder for me. I have a harder time seeing any little bumps in the vehicle that I'm taking. Like I take the train to work every day, and it's an hour commute both ways. And so that's a good amount of stitching time, but the train will jump sometimes. So that makes it hard for me to stitch. So I don't get as much of cross stitch done when I am commuting. So I bring my knitting, I bring both, but I bring my knitting along and I mostly knit when I'm commuting. It's just easier for me with lighting and the jumbling and whatnot. So yeah, I probably won't be getting as much done on that as I think. So yeah, it's not going to be done in 2 weeks. I'll be reasonable with you. So the next thing was also on fabric that I showed off in the last video, and I had this piece 99% done. I don't have a picture of it 99% done, but if you follow my Instagram, you've seen the piece before. And I'm going to find a picture of it and turn down my brightness. Let's see. Yep. I can probably turn it up just a tad. Okay. So, this piece is not the best video or picture of it, but yes, I was doing a backstitch mountain on a blue fabric, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I have no clue why. I just did not like it. So I was 99% done, and I ripped the whole thing out. And so this piece was supposed to be for my nephew that was just born. I was going to do that backstitch mountain and then write his name and date of birth on top of it. And I didn't like it. So I ripped it all out and I started something new on the same fabric. And what I did was I taught myself embroidery. And this is actually just 2 days worth of work. So Friday? Today's Saturday? Yeah, Friday I taught myself. Thursday night I taught myself how to do the stem stitch. So I did all the stem stitch all the way around. And then Friday on my commute to work, I taught myself how to do these leaves. And then Friday afternoon in a work meeting, I taught myself how to do these roses. And I already knew how to do the French knots, so I threw a few of those in. And I just need to finish doing some roses around. And I might do a few more big leaves and teach myself those. But I'm still going to do the same thing. I'm going to write his name and date of birth in the center, right in here. So this is still going to be for him, but I'm going to go with this embroidery piece instead of the mountain that I originally had. So yeah, I taught myself embroidery 2 days ago. Because, you know, when I'm stressed and busy at work and working crazy mad hours, I teach myself a new craft. That's what I do. So yeah, those are my 3 whips when it comes to needlework. So what I'm going to show you now is my wife's whip. And this is the one she wanted me to show off. This piece is for a friend of ours. She will love it. I don't know where my wife got the pattern. Actually, I do know. My wife did not buy the pattern. She is sort of making it up on her own. She saw someone do something similar, but she didn't like the font used, and she wanted to pick her own colors and do her own version. So she took that idea and made up the pattern herself. And this is it. So it says good vibes only, and I'm not going to take it out of the hoop, but yeah, good vibes only. And then it is going to be a bunch of vibrators. This one's not fully done yet, but you can see we've got some here, and then there'll be a few more going in. And so yeah, this is my wife's whip. Like I said, it's a gift for a friend. She'll be sending it out when it's done. And the friend hasn't seen it yet, has no clue it's coming, but she doesn't watch my videos, so we're good. And then further on my wife's segment is her finish. And this is the one she really, really wanted me to show off. So here, well, let me explain. My wife has 3 nieces, and they're my kids' age and down. 2 of them are twins, one of them's older. And she wanted to make them something. She originally was like, well, they love Disney. Sorry, we don't like Disney in this house, even though we live in the land of mouse. But she was like, all right, they like Disney, I'll do some sort of princess thing. And she looked for patterns, and she hated all of them. I may have influenced her and said ick to most of them, but that's neither here nor there. So she was like, I really want to do something for them, for the girls that they are and the women that they will grow up to be. So she found this pattern, and then one other that she's currently working on, and then is going to design the third. So a piece for each of them. And this is a quote. And so it's by Hillary Rodham Clinton, who is someone that we support in this household. And this is the quote, I believe it's what she gave in her concession speech. And so it says, and to all the little girls who are watching this, never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance and opportunity in the world to pursue and achieve your dreams. And I believe the pattern was just charted for this and maybe a few French knots. And my wife taught herself lazy daisies and put those in, and then put in a bunch of French knots as well. So this piece plus 2 others will be going to our nieces. And this quote really speaks to me, especially after something I just learned yesterday. A friend of mine had posted an article, and it's an older one, but that they're within the S&P's top, I believe, 500 CEOs. There are more CEOs named John than there are women. And with it being International Women's Day just this week, it's really important for us to teach the next generation of women that they can pursue their dreams and what they want to do, and that hopefully one day we will have equity and equality for everyone. I work in an office, and I work in a male-dominated industry. Software development is male-dominated, and game development, subsidiary of software development, is even worse. Vast majority of all games are made by men. And I'm in a position to be able to influence that, doing what I do. So hopefully we can break through that glass ceiling just a little bit, and give these girls an opportunity to do what they want to do. So yeah, this is my wife's piece. She wanted me to show it off, so everyone's comment below and tell her what an amazing job she did and how awesome she is, because really, she is awesome. And that's it for cross stitch pieces. I'm going to show you my knitting now. This is what I've been working on. Let me get it all. Before I show you my knitting, I'll show you my knitting bags. And yes, bags. Even though it's one knitting piece, I'm using 2 bags because it is a 2-color piece. So the big bag that holds everything is this exploding tortoise print. I bought it at a little craft fair. Woman locally had made it. Little drawstring. It's pretty big. And then inside of it is my favorite knitting bag. And this is by, Tom Bin. So Tom Bin is actually a pretty famous bag maker in the United States, located in the Pacific Northwest. And he got in contact with a bunch of knitters and asked them what they liked in bags and what they needed. And he designed a whole line of knitting products made specifically for knitters. And this is one of their little ball sacks. Sorry, secretly a 13-year-old boy. This is one of their little ball sacks, and I have the bigger purse that it goes in called the Swift, I believe. And this goes inside. You can fit like 2 or 3. This is the medium size one. It is amazing, great fabric. I have had these bags for probably 5 years now, and they look just as good as the day I got them. They have these amazing, I really use these things. So they have these amazing hooks on the inside that you can feed your yarn through. So it's like right through there. And then I have a full-size ball of yarn and plenty of room on the inside. And then the drawstring. And so oftentimes with this hook on the outside, and this isn't really how it's made to be used, but oftentimes I will hook like this, put my hand through this, and now it's become a little wristlet, and I can walk around with my knitting. But yeah, because I am using 2 colors of yarn, I have them separated in 2 bags. One goes inside the other, and then the project. So this is going to be a top-down triangular shawl, and it is a brioche rib done in 2 colors. And so what's really amazing about brioche is you get reversible fabric. It is not the same on both sides. You get 2 totally different options for your fabric. And like I said, it'll be a top-down triangular shawl. It is by Stephen West, and it is called Meandering Shawl. I'm following his pattern. And you can see why it's called meandering, because these brioche ribs will meander back and forth all the way down. And this is the top edge. So this will be the part that sits on the back of my neck here when I wear it. And yes, this is for me, because I mostly knit for myself. Hashtag selfish knitter, hashtag sorry not sorry. But yeah, so I started this week. I got the yarn on Sunday from a local yarn shop. And speaking of yarn, the color portion, these blues and purples and yellows and whites, is made by La Jolla, and it is called Ba Blue Hawaiian. So that is the yarn, or the colored yarn. And then the gray is, I have it in my notes, Ancient Arts Fiber Sock Yarn in Weimaraner. So they have a line of colorways. They make it in all sorts of different bases based off different dogs. So this one is Weimaraner, and you can see why. It's these lovely grays. And so you can see that these two play off each other very nicely. So super stoked. I love doing brioche as much as I hate it in the beginning, because I don't do it all that often, and so I forget how to do it, and I have to remember each time, and so I screw up the first few times, but once I get going, it flies. Because I've gotten that whole thing done in a week. So yeah, that is all of my whips and my wife's finish. And so next is on to my haul. And I have a giant box full, and it was a surprise. So the other day, I came home from work. My wife is on the couch, and she has this giant box next to her. And I was like, what is that? We weren't expecting anything as far as I knew. And she's like, it's a surprise. Open it up. So I opened it up, and on top, I saw this note, and it says, hi, thank you for giving a new home. Enjoy. Hugs, Susie. And I was like, huh? And so I opened it up further, and I think this is the first thing I saw. Box of DMC. And this was the 100th anniversary, 36 newest colors. Hasn't been opened. It's all of the colors that they released for their 100th anniversary. And it's 36 skeins. And I was like, cool. That's awesome. And then I kept going. And I found this, which is a box of like 10 Coats and Clark's skeins of these kind of goldish colors. And then this, which is like 10 Coats and Clark's antique white. Cool. And so I started asking her, I was like, how much did you pay for this? And what is it? And she said, a older lady passed away. Her daughter was cleaning out her stuff, and the mother was a cross stitcher and needlework artist, and the daughter doesn't do any of that, and she wanted to give it to a good home and paid $25. So I was like, that's awesome. You saw the size of the box, right? Yeah, it was full to the brim. Another bag I pulled out was these. I'm in love with these. They're older. They're much older. They're British. They're made in England. And they are these gorgeous rayons, which look like silk. And it's these beautiful colors. I'm in love with the colors. Let me pull out an example. There's quite a few skeins of each color, and I think there are 4 colors in here. So you've got this gorgeous gold, this beautiful orange, see these two together, this brown, oops, and this green. And so you can see these were meant to be worked on a project together. This definitely, I mean, and look, there are 26 skeins inside of this bag of these gorgeous rayons. They're beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I cannot wait. Giant bag of these gorgeous rayons and these beautiful colors. And so They are Vickers Salome rayon floss. And I'm still going. So there was also all these DMC metallics. I think that's what they're called. Yeah. DMC metallics. Another giant bag of them. And what's cool is inside all of the bags of DMC is a checklist of what's in there. So DMC metallics, and it's these tons of colors. And so I already used a little bit on my class schedule salve of one of these metallics to do the little smoke. And so I will definitely be using these in various projects. By the way, still going. Still got a giant bag. So this one is, what floss are these? Another bag of floss. These are called Iris, is the manufacturer. But it is a bag of 28 skeins of these Iris floss. So yeah, anytime I want to design something or just substitute a color that's close enough or I don't have to be exact, I'll grab one of these. And then this bag. Do you see how big this bag is? Do you see how full this bag is? I'm not done yet. There is still more. These are DMC, and this is more rayon. It is tons, just tons of rayon floss. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. This will be really cool to do embroidery with. Yeah, super excited. And this one is 79 rayon flosses. 79 in here. I didn't count to be sure, but I'm going off the pretty accurate chart of 79 rayon flosses in this bag. But wait, there's more. I saved the biggest bag for last, and that is a full gallon Ziploc baggie full of DMC embroidery floss, chock full to the brim. And according to my lovely paper, there are 236 skeins of floss in here. 236. Full. Completely. No room. So yes. I mean, there's 400 skeins of floss in this box. And that wasn't it. Like, an entire bag full of bobbins. We'll never run out of bobbins. I don't like bobbinating my floss. My wife does though, so she'll use these. An entire bag full of notions. Older notions. Really cool hooks and needles and whatnot. An entire bag full. And then Ada. Tons of Ada. Just enough Ada to last a very long time. And it's good Ada. It's good quality. Like, it's not stiff or anything. It's got some heft to it, but it is definitely moldable. So yeah, this box was jammed full of all of that floss and fabric and notions, and I'm infinitely grateful. It was an amazing gift for my wife to get for the both of us of all of this. I mean, this alone is worth more than $25, and we got everything else to go with it. So yeah, that was the amazing haul that my wife got us, and I am incredibly grateful to Susie, and I wish you peace with what happened, and I hope that you can find good homes to the rest of your mother's things. Last little piece of haul that I got was a pattern that I bought today. Let me pull up a picture of it. So one little tiny thing, I told you in previous videos that in my household we all have animals. I'm a owl. My son's nickname is Bear and Fox. My son's nicknames are Bear and Fox. Oldest is Bear, youngest is Fox. My son's middle name is actually Fox. And my wife is a hedgehog. One little thing is our last name is actually related to the word whale. That makes up part of our last name. And so we also have an affinity to whales. And I came across this pattern on Etsy. And so I plan on stitching this. I'm going to go to Joann's and pick up the fabric and or pick up the floss since they're having a sale on DMC. Well, I might actually check and see if this giant bag has the colors I need, and then pick up whatever I don't. And get started on this today. Cute little piece. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dye fabric. Not sure what color yet. Maybe like a green or something. Something that doesn't contrast too much with the colors, but also just lets them shine, the actual stitched piece. So that will be my new start. I'll probably start that tomorrow. And that was it. We're at 43 minutes. That's a pretty long one. I thought it was going to be much shorter than that, but I rambled a little bit. Oh well. I don't really have any new podcasts that I'm listening to. I've been listening to my usual suspects, anything by Crooked Media. So that's Pod Save the World, Pod Save America, Keep It, with Friends Like These, Pod Save the People with Duray McKesson, who I absolutely love. Been listening to those on their usual weekly basis. But yeah, that's about it for me. My plans for the next couple of weeks are to continue knitting, finish up the piece for my nephew, and work a little bit on Quaker Moon and the whale. And that's about it. Just kind of truck along at work. I go on vacation for a week, so I'm super excited, looking forward to that. And I'll be bringing all of my projects with me, and we'll see what I get done. Otherwise, have a happy and safe couple of weeks. Thank you for watching again. I appreciate it. And yeah, peace. Bye.